Peace be upon you. I am Sheikh Azizul Hakim and I am presenting to you Tome. So Tome is a book recommender system where you'll find information on a vast collection of books, mark them read, evaluate them, and based on how you and your fellow readers have evaluated, you'll get a recommendation list. So from the front page, we can query by book types, by publishers, by languages, by genre, by authors. So for example, there are 612 books for fantasy. Just view a particular genre. Just go for history. So these are the books of history we have in our system. From here, we can go to any particular book. Just go to this book, General in His Labyrinth, by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Now let us have a look in the author list. The books by author. Let's go to Rabindranath Tagore. So in the author page, we're having an image of the author, a short biographical sketch, accompanied by some relevant information, and books of that author we have in our system. Now go to a particular book. So we go to Gitanjali, and in our system, the genres Gitanjali are classic, spirituality, poetry, philosophy. There's a book cover, short description, along with some relevant information, evaluations our readers have done on this book, and based on a correlation-based method, we find some similar books. And these are the features we can avail even without logging in. For some full-fledged features, we need to log in. Let us log in. Now that we are logged in, we start by some searches. Let us look for an author in our system. So we have found Syed Mustafa Ali here. Well, we are seeing a difference that we can see a button of follow or following, and I can see the authors that I've been following here. These are the authors I've been following. Let us search for a book. So we got a book on quantum computing. So I can declare in my wish list, mark it as read. I can decide to evaluate the book. And the rest is likewise. And when I'm logged in, I can also comment. I can see my profile. I can also see the books of recommendations to me. So here are the comments on this book, and I can add a comment here, like I can reply to the comments. So this is my profile with an utility to update the password, and these are the books in my wish list. These are the books I've read, and these are the evaluations I have done. And based on this, I'm getting recommendations of these books from the system. We support some more functionalities. To that, we need to log for admins in. So here we have our admin panel logged in. We can add author from here and add books from here. So we have some information, and let's add this. So, and we can also add a book. So let's add Introduction to the Theory of Computation. Here we have given all the relevant information. So the book has successfully been inserted. Now let us have a look at some of the technical aspects of our project. Our project has been implemented with a front-end framework Bootstrap and backend framework Flask with Oracle 11g as our DBMS. Our data was mainly populated from Goodreads API with help from CMU book summary dataset. And these are the libraries we use. And this is our entity relationship diagram. Now we review the applications of PLSQL in our project. So here we see two triggers. If eval, then read. This trigger is ensuring that whenever a book is to be evaluated, it is also to be marked as read. And this trigger, also an evaluation table, when an evaluation is done, it changes the book similarity table so that the next similar books query will run appropriately. Here we have another trigger. If read remove from eval, this trigger removes an entry from wishes table if a similar entry is inserted in the reads table. Here we have 6 auto increment triggers on 6 tables so that we do not have to think about their primary key. And here's a procedure, auto insert. To understand its implication, let us go back to the ERD. Here we can see that our auto table is a child of our person table. So this procedure is taking input all the information needed to be inserted in both tables. It first inserts in the person table, retrieves the person ID, then insert the remaining attributes to the auto table with the same ID as a primary key of the child table as well. And here we have a similar function, book insert, which deals with the interaction of book table with publisher table. Here it returns the primary key of book for being further used. And here we have another function, number of a genre. Here it takes a genre name and returns the ID if that is present in the database. Otherwise, inserts the genre and then returns the ID. And for the facilitation of data population, we also use some other anonymous blocks and some other functions. So that is it. Thank you. Happy reading.